Hey, I'm Bob. I've been totally blind since birth and I'm into He-Man. We're talking about episode 5 of the Netflix TV show He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So we're on We Have the Power. Spoilers ahead. Remember to watch the episode before listening to my thoughts. And now I'm going to get into this thing. I love the opening scene with King Randor and General Dolus. I think we've only seen Randor one other time, and that was in a brief scene from episode 2. So, of course, he knows who made off with the sword because he's watching that footage from the downed poacher bots. And he's also told that Tila, a hand witch from the lower wards, was responsible. So he sees He-Man, and He-Man is on his public enemy list, and so is Tila now. So, yay, the Masters are kind of fugitive. So I like hearing mention of the people of the sea and sky too. So we know that we're probably going to be seeing Merman and Stratos at some point. Or is it Stratos? I need to rewatch the 80s and 2000X show. Maybe they pronounce it both ways. I don't know. I haven't seen it as many times as you guys probably have. Some of you He-Man fans. So we get to see Tila in Castle Grayskull, and she's kind of down in the dumps. She really doesn't know how to process being the new sorceress. She doesn't really want to have her destiny decided for her, so she's struggling with that. But at the same time, she wants these questions answered. She's been dreaming of this place for years, so she's trying to rebuild the statue. So maybe the previous sorceress will do her a solid. And we get to see Crass. She's in a bit of a funk in this episode too, and she's really not wanting Adam to go. And she's been quite upbeat for the past several episodes. I mean, there's been a moment or two when she's kind of been struggling with him leaving, but she's really feeling it this episode. She's got a bit of a thundercloud over her head. So I don't know how I feel about broody Crass. I'm thinking of Anakin Skywalker from the prequels. You know how that Jedi Padawan really did not like things to change, and I'm hoping it's just me being paranoid. I don't know though. It's a bit of a shift in mood for Crass in this episode. But I mean, she is going through a lot, and she's only got her tribe. She doesn't have her parents anymore. Yeah, she probably would take serious issues with folks leaving. I can't say I blame her at all. And so she's going through that, and I like the scene in Snake Mountain where Cronus and Evelyn are plotting to take the Havoc Staff behind Keldor's back, or Skeletor's bony back, as I should say now. He's bathing in some kind of green liquid. I don't know if it's liquid Havoc. I would imagine it might be. I would imagine he needs to replenish his energies. I don't know if this affliction is going to get even worse as time progresses. If maybe he's bathing in something that'll stave it off, or if he's okay now that he's completely given into the havoc. And I like that he is realizing that maybe it would be a good idea to share his havoc magic. So we learn that the power sword is made out of a metal called carbonite, and that can imbue other beings with magical abilities that aren't their own. But Skeletor's Havoc Staff can't do that because it's hewn from more common metals. So they're going to have to take some. And of course, I like that we get a reminder of Cronus's past. He knows about this kind of stuff because he was man-at-arms of Eternos at one point. So, he knows where this stuff is. And then we get to see these cool battle bone monsters that Skeletor brings up out of this pit. I wonder if it's the same pit in which he's been bathing. I'm not really clear on that. Descriptive audio track didn't really say, but he's got a lot of tub toys down there with him if it is. That was kind of an interesting scene. And I had no idea that the battle bones were based on a carry case back in the 80s. I was a really little guy when He-Man had come out in the early 80s. Wasn't it like 83 or 84? I would have been like, well, a couple months old if it came out in fall of 83. So, I mean, I don't know much about the 80s line. I need to rewatch a lot of the Pixel Dan and the Spectre Creative videos on a lot of the He-Man toys. I'm very behind when it comes to this stuff. But I did a bit of background information on the Battle Bones because I was like, that would make a really cool toy. And of course, it's already been a toy. So, yeah, we get to see them attacking Dolus's ship, and they bring it down, and then the Masters know that they've got to go help out. They get the distress signal there, and Teela's not really wanting to master up as they arrive. But we do get to see, even before this, we get to see Adam reassuring Crass that he's not going anywhere. They're in this together, and he's going to be right there with him. So I like to think that might assuage her fears of losing a family member, losing a friend, maybe losing something more as time progresses, because you can tell she's not really wanting this to happen at all. And having lost her parents already, I mean, it's perfectly understandable that she's afraid of losing people, even more so after having lost both her parents. So they master up, and we get to see them fighting the Battle Bones, and we finally see Teela realizing that she needs to help her friends no matter what she's feeling. She's got to put that aside, and she gets to do this really cool move where the Falcon comes down from the sky, and I like the way it vaporizes all of the Battle Bones, all but one, of course, because there's one walking beneath the ground, and it's got Dolus. But then we get to see this really wonderful scene with Teela, and the previous sorceress comes and has a talk with her. And Teela lets her know that she's afraid of becoming a ghost like the previous sorceress is now. She doesn't want to go down the same road. She doesn't want to mess up. And Sorceress, or Eldris as we should call her, because we get to find out her name. Eldris tells Teela that the only way she'll become a ghost lady is if she makes the same choices and mistakes that she has. So I like that little tidbit, that little hint of Eldris's past that we get to see here. Maybe we'll get to see more of that in flashbacks later on. I kind of think we might. Hopefully we will. I really want to know her backstory in this incarnation. It's always cool to learn more about the magic-wielding folk in Eternia, Eternos, the capital city, whatever. So, the episode does end on a happier note than it began on. And I like that Eldris actually calls herself a ghost lady. She kind of knows what they're calling her, and I think she's having a bit of fun with it. And I like that she is a compassionate being. She knows what Teela's going through, and she's not hard of heart like Randor is. She does reach out to Teela, and she does let her know that it's all right. She's got family. She's got friends to help her through this. And Eldris says, we'll all be here to help you. So she's putting herself in the midst of that family too, I think. So that's pretty cool. And then of course we get to see Dolus brought back to Skeletor at the end of the episode, and we see Cronus activating that holographic device, and now he's going to pose as Dolus so he can just go take the Carbonite. And so we'll hopefully get to see Evelyn and Cronus powering up. I don't remember what episode they did that in. I thought that was earlier than episode 5 or whatnot, but I guess it's a bit later on. And I like this scene we got to see regarding one of the arcade drones. We get to see Duncan using it to smash a battle bone, and it was actually trying to help save his life. And of course that's going to come into play in the next episode. I like that they brought Tom Kenny in this episode to voice that particular arcade drone. So, I mean, they're already laying groundwork for the next episode here. We get to see a bit of what's to come. I think they even show images at the end of each episode. I guess they might be little teasers, because the descriptive audio track did point out, a little guy in the wizard hat there. So yeah, we kind of get a bit of a peek as to what's coming. I don't know if those are just little images before the closing credits, or if it's just maybe a little peek at what's coming in the next episode, something to keep you binge watching. I forgot to mention those little images at the end. Of course, the descriptive audio track describes pretty much everything. Just still not sure about whatever Skeletor was bathing in. Hopefully it's warm and, cozy, not slimy, although I tend to wonder if it is slimy. Wow. And he does get off a pretty good bone pun in this episode. So way to go, Skeletor. Just keep him to a bare bones minimum. That was really bad. So anyway, next time we're going to be talking about Orko the Great. So be here for that. Love this episode, and hopefully I didn't forget to mention anything. Have a great day, and I will hear you guys next time.